Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The studio lights hummed, a soft mechanical whir that filled the silence before the first question. Cindy adjusted her mic, exhaling slowly as the makeup artist did one last sweep under her eyes. She'd slept maybe 4 hours, tops. Mel, on the other hand, was his usual collected self, leaning back in the director's chair like he owned the place. Maybe, in a way, he did. They hadn't spoken properly in 6 months, not since the breakup. But here they were, side by side again, pretending they were just co-hosts, not ex-lovers about to have their relationship dissected by 500,000 streaming viewers. "Okay," said the producer, clapping his hands once. "We're live in 5, 4... Cindy felt her chest tighten. She wanted to run. Instead, she smiled. Mel turned his head just enough for her to see that infuriating smirk, the one that used to make her heart melt and now just made her jaw clench. 3, 2, 1. The red light blinked on. "Welcome back to Unfiltered," Cindy began, her voice buttery smooth despite the storm inside. "Today's episode is, well, different." Mel jumped in. "Different's one word for it. Terrifying's another." The audience laughed. The in-studio crowd always did when Mel cracked a line like that. He was the comic relief, the charming one. Cindy was the serious half of the duo, the one who got deep, who made people cry in their cars on the way to work. Together, they'd built Unfiltered into the hottest relationship podcast on the internet. And then, 2 years in, they'd fallen in love. And then, 1 year later, they'd fallen apart. The camera zoomed in on their faces as Cindy said, "So, today we're doing something we've never done before. We're going to talk about us. What really happened, what we've learned about love and commitment." The audience gave an audible gasp. Even the camera operator froze for a second. Cindy glanced at Mel. His eyes flickered. Surprise? Amusement? Maybe both. He leaned toward the mic. "So, we're really doing this." "We're really doing this," she said. The red light burned brighter. When Unfiltered first started, Cindy had been the heart and Mel the humor. They met in a downtown Los Angeles co-working space. Cindy was editing a documentary about modern love. Mel was pitching a dating app that matched people based on the songs they skipped on Spotify. Their banter was instant. Their chemistry was undeniable. They started recording episodes in a closet with 2 cheap mics and a dream. Within 6 months, they'd gone viral. Their frank, funny conversations about dating, heartbreak, and ghosting were exactly what people needed. Honesty, without filters. Then, somewhere between episode 38, Do We Even Believe in Forever, and episode 39, Why Everyone's Afraid to Stay, the line blurred. Mel kissed her. She kissed him back. And that was the beginning. And the beginning of the end. Now, sitting under the bright studio lights, Cindy wondered if she'd made a mistake agreeing to this. The idea, a live, unedited episode where they confronted their own history, had been hers. Therapy of a sort. Closure, maybe. But as she looked at Mel, who was adjusting his mic with that same restless energy she once adored, she realized she wasn't sure she wanted closure. Maybe she wanted clarity. Maybe she wanted him to hurt a little. "So, Mel," began, tapping the mic, "Cindy Avery, the woman who once told me and about 50,000 listeners that commitment is just another word for control." The audience laughed again, but Cindy didn't. She looked straight at him. "And you are the man who said love is just dopamine with good lighting." Mel's smile faltered. The tension shifted, from playful to pointed. This wasn't just a podcast anymore. It was confession, confrontation, combustion. "Okay," Cindy said, turning to the camera. "So, let's start there. What is commitment? Is it control? Is it comfort? Or is it—" Mel leaned forward. "Or is it a fantasy?" Cindy tilted her head. "You used to believe in it?" "Yeah, I used to." The audience fell silent. And somewhere in the back row, a producer mouthed, "Oh my God, this is gold."